Roll for initiative. Hello, everyone.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah, just like that. We're right into the middle of it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coriander Society Adventures. I'm your game master, Tormented by Gnomes, and joining me for episode 55 is Beatdown Boulevard. It's great to have you back, man. How are things going on your side?
Things are going well. It's great to be back. I just now realized right before we went live, as you pointed it out, it's been a month, which is wow, time flies. But things have been good. What about you?
I'm fantastic. I'm on the road right now, so chat, if you notice anything weird with the audio, etc., I rebuilt all the overlays and everything on this computer, so please let me know if I need to adjust something. It's not as things normally are. Chat is rightfully pointing out that you are the 2 in 1-2 punch, and today is Tuesday the 22nd, so
Wow.
may fortune be aligned in your favor.
I hope so. You know what? I really thought you were going to say, yeah, I'm on the road right now, chat, so if you see any tech issues, no, you didn't.
Hey, you know, I strive for eternally unscuffing the scuffedness of the show.
That's valid.
And just doing the best that I can. Plus, hey, if I can run it remote, that opens up all sorts of possibilities.
True.
AnocraCon 2023. All right. So when we last left our intrepid hero, Gastone Tosto, far from the streets of Northport where he originally plied his trade, the world that he knew, the world he grew up on, he is in the distant sphere of PYRESPACE, a fantastic solar system where sailing ships powered by magic cruise the space between the planets. Elves dwell in decadent courts on a forest world. Humans and halflings live together on the sun-dappled shores of an ocean planet. And here, amongst the dust of Ashen, are the last remnants of the Lacunians, a sophisticated race that came over here from another dimension, which Gastone has been to. But here, it's been 10,000 years. And even now, he goes through the bits and pieces, all that remains of their millennia-old civilization, guided by a mysterious energy being with a body of stellar plasma that he released from stasis earlier, a being that has identified itself through magical means as Samuel. Accompanied by several of the pilgrims of the Pilgrim's Progress Spelljammer, Gastone makes his way deeper into the laboratory of the ancients, distracted temporarily from his objective of creating a solution, a biological agent that will weaken the terrible Marrowspawn abomination that dwells far below this city, so it can be captured, returned to the Elven King Endogalad, and its divine spark extracted to save John Carmichael and his friend Charlie from the Curse of the Night Twist. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Cool. Then,
I didn't roll for initiative. That's what.
let's go ahead and see it.
There he is. Click on the token. I remember this time.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Those are good numbers. Those are excellent numbers. I think you get to go first, my friend.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think that you got it first because I pre-rolled everything because there's going to be enough of me playing with my action figures today for all of us. All right. Allow me to set the scene. You have passed through... Remember that you're in the forbidden area of the laboratory, sealed off from the Marrowspawn by the AI that you found here, but you were able to gain access because you know the secrets of the ancient Lacunians. Having gained access, you bypassed a terrible defense system that would have eradicated you down to your individual molecules. Passed through, found Samuel. You've now entered a chamber with 4 stasis pods, but the inhabitants no longer seem to be in stasis. You recognize them as ghouls, the shriveled, emaciated, eternally hungry, flesh-eating undead. You encountered them before in the tunnels beneath the antique shop back in Northport. These are of a different kin and type, but have several similarities. You have the action. You get to go first. You are second in line, but you can move through Samuel's space should you so desire. What would you like to do?
I definitely desire. I just want to do a little bit of this, that. Okay, I think I'm going to move over here. And
what's your
does this
passive?
count?
What's your passive
sorry.
perception?
13? No, 16.
Oh, that's very good. That's good enough. Hello.
Oh, hi.
2 ghouls lurk behind these pods right here.
So this feels like a gun angle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and do this.
I'm just going to move them into legal squares. All right, I can feel the laptop chugging, but a 25, you're just going to unload on the closest ghoul?
Yeah.
All right. Blam, absolutely a hit for a nice pile of damage. The ghoul howls in pain as bits and pieces of it are blown apart. Would you like to double tap?
Yeah.
Excellent. You can roll second attack at disadvantage. A 13. Is that enough to hit a ghoul? Yes, they are unarmored for 9 points of damage, exactly enough to blow the ghoul's jaw off as it howls, and it slumps to the ground in a pile of blood and meat. Well done. That was your movement, 25 feet of movement, and an action. Do you have anything else in your docket?
Not
Okay.
for this turn.
It is Samuel's turn. Samuel is going to walk, and he sheds light everywhere he goes, illuminating with this strange blue, almost like radiation, the color that you see in, like you'd see at the heart of a reactor or something along those lines. He walks forward and is just going to reach out and touch the nearest ghoul. Please roll for me 1d20 plus 7. 25, absolutely a hit. Roll 2d10 plus 4. 15 points of damage. As he walks forward and touches the ghoul, not only is his flesh itself made of like just burning hot plasma, but because it's plasma, it's ionically charged. So he sears the ghoul's flesh, lighting it on fire, and electricity arcs from him, racking through the ghoul, illuminating its skeletal structure from inside. The ghoul must roll a Constitution saving throw.
What happens if he fails?
You're about to find out. A 15, you are not about to find out. That being said, the ghoul is lit on fire from touching a being that's basically made of star stuff.
That checks out.
All right, and that will be it for Samuel. It is now Boignus Kimzabin's turn. Boignus is going to eagerly charge forward after seeing the two of you go through and that you have the situation well under control. Boignus will eagerly see 1, 2, 3, 4. Fun side effect, because I have all these peripherals plugged in, I actually don't have enough USB ports for a mouse, so I'm doing this all in a touchpad, baby. Let's go.
Couldn't be any more skilled.
All right, his blunderbuss isn't really in range, but that's Boguk. I need to be looking at Boignus. Whose idea was it to name these dwarves the same damn thing?
I wonder who.
All right, whoever they is, I have a... Oh, you know what? He has cunning action, so he's going to use his cunning action to dash another... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to dash directly onto the ghoul that you so easily dispatched, flourish his flintlock pistol, and fire. All right, Cabango. A pile of damage, and does he get sneak attack? He does not. Yes, he does. So he deals an extra 4d6 sneak attack damage because the creature is adjacent to an enemy while it is distracted by being zapped by... Oh my god! So he does a total of 23 damage by just sneaking up behind it and capping it. I'm going to have him walk directly next to it because that's slightly more dramatic.
I like it.
Sticks his old style flintlock pistol directly into its brain, fires, and no more brain. He gives it a little flourish and a whirl, blows away some of the smoke on it. Domnika's turn, the pirate captain herself. She will lunge forward, eager, finally, something I can deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She charges forward. And she's going to shoot once with her pistol at the ghoul over to the south. It's in cover, so it's going to have slightly better armor. Bang. Absolutely a hit for 4 points of damage. And she orders you, let him have it! If you'd like, you can use your reaction to make an additional weapon attack.
Oh, sure.
Cool. I'm going to put a clock on you to represent that you've used your reaction, but then feel free to target any enemy in range with a weapon.
Oops.
We'll just take the first of the two. Well, not that it matters. Which one did you shoot?
I shot this one. No, I need to point this one.
Cool. A solid hit for 12 points of damage. Gunshots, like you've got your 1930s style pistol. She's got her old flintlock. So there's all sorts of different noises going on in this high-tech chamber of old-fashioned gunpowder. Kablam, kablam, left and right. It is Molly Lakeland's turn. She is the team's sniper. This situation is not exactly ideal for her. She will, let's see. Sorry, I'm being touchpadded to death right now.
Happens to the best of us.
Some weird shit is happening to me. Okay, you know what? We're going to do this absolutely... Nope, now she's stuck. Okay. We're going to do this absolutely manually, literally one square at a time. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, she's going to sort of perch up on this stasis pod, use it to mount her flintlock rifle. And if I could have you roll 1d20 plus 8, please. $19. Okay. Plenty. Roll 1d12 plus 2 for the damage. A glancing blow. She only inflicts 3 points of damage on it. Both of these ghouls have taken a little bit of a hit, but they're still fighting. And now it is their turn. The ghoul that you shot, hungry for flesh and angry at being attacked, is going to lope towards you, its long tongue dangling and flailing madly as if it has no muscle control of its own, lolling out of its mouth like the membrane that should connect it to the bottom of the mouth has been snipped. It's just flailing, and foul, putrescent saliva runs down its face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is enough for it to run all the way up to you. And the ghoul is going to slash at you with its claws. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
All right. And you've used your reaction because you used your reaction to shoot that shot. Mm-hmm. So you take 6 slashing damage. But John gave you an inspiring speech the last time he talked, so you should have 9 temporary hit points on you right now.
I do.
Excellent. That being said, you still have to roll a Constitution saving throw against ghoul paralysis.
And
that's a success. You avoid ghoul paralysis. The other ghoul is going to lope towards Boignus Kimzabin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has just enough movement to run up towards him, and it's also going to try to claw him in order to paralyze him, slashing across him successfully for 6 points of damage. And Boigness is going to roll a saving throw. Oh, he failed that. He is immediately paralyzed. His body freezes up and his eyes widen in shock. It is Boguk Cairnmelter, the Dwarven Storykeeper's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was taking up the rear, so he is the furthest away. He raises the book of stories of dwarven tales from his conquered and dominated homeland. He raises it up and he shouts out, presenting it, and he's going to use Turn Undead. Every undead within 30 feet of him has to roll a wisdom saving throw. And can he auto-destroy them? No, he can't. He's only level... Yeah, he can't auto-destroy them. But he can drive them away in fear. Confronted with this display of holy power, they both shriek in terror, and they are successfully turned. Gastone, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? Basically, there's a ghoul in your face, and you can see it recoiling from Boguk's power. What would you like to do? Oh, and it's bloodied as well.
Oh, nice. I'm just gonna shoot it.
Cool. Point blank shot. Roll the first attack normal. That's a hit for 5, and you can double tap as part of that attack. Roll this attack with disadvantage. Having taken damage, the ghoul is no longer turned. That is a natural 1. Your gun jams.
There it is.
You will have to use a bonus action and a Tinker's Tools check in order to clear it out.
I would like to do that now.
All right, go ahead and roll a Tinker's Tools check. You can do that as a flat roll if you'd like.
Tinker's Tools is asking for
intelligence.
Stats. Oh, okay.
This is based on how... All right, your bonus action, you quickly resolve the jam, slap in a new... is that a revolver, or is that like a... Not a revolver?
I'm pretty sure this one is not a revolver.
Yeah, it's the kind of revolver that isn't a revolver. That's right. Okay, well, you're armed again, and if you move away, you will provoke an attack of opportunity. You've used your action and your bonus action. Do you have anything else in the tank?
No, I do not.
All right.
My reaction has returned, though, right?
Yes, your reaction has returned. So if you get attacked again or anything else happens, you'll be good to go.
Okay.
All right. It is Samuel's turn. Samuel is going to walk up to the other ghoul that has been turned, and disregarding entirely the fact that it's about to flee from him, he's going to reach out and touch somebody. Go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 7. That is a hit. Roll 2d10 plus 4.
Wow.
He reaches out and just sort of, you know, the end of Watchmen when Dr. Manhattan...
I have a terrible thing to tell you.
What?
I've never watched the Red Watchmen.
That's fine. Basically,
okay.
Blue guy touches not blue guy completely explodes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If you're going to do either of those things, read the visual novel. The graphic novel is fantastic. It's super, super good. All right, so he just touches him, and then he's going to walk over and flank the other ghoul, preparing to do the exact damn same thing to him. All right.
Will kind of go crazy.
Boigness is paralyzed. He can do nothing. Roll 1d20 as he attempts to throw off the paralysis at the end of his turn. This is a Constitution saving throw. He gets rid of the ghoul paralysis, but he doesn't get to do anything else exciting. Domnica sheathes, or she's going to, with one hand, no, she's already got her cutlass out. She is going to vault dramatically over the stasis pod, land directly next to the ghoul, and strike it twice with her cutlass. Go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 9 twice. A hit. And a hit. Roll 2d8 plus 10. Since she got him twice. She vaults over it, just does a little bit of mantling, and then slices it into ribbons with 2 decisive strikes. The last ghoul dies. The rush of battle fades from the room. Domnica seems sort of like, I was just getting exciting. It sheathes her weapons, steps away from Samuel, who's still glowing. And now that the room is quiet, what would you like to do?
Have the pods looked like they've been opened in some time?
Roll a perception or investigation check, please. 12. It looks like the stasis pods opened a long time ago. A long time ago.
Can I find anything out by like inspecting them?
You could use Tinker's tools, electrician's tools, or science to do an analysis.
This sounds like Tinker's tools. So I'm going to do that.
Go ahead and roll it. Okay. From what you can gather, you take your tool set, you start popping open some panels, looking at the wires. This is all super sophisticated stuff. It's not just like copper insulated normal stuff. You've got liquid crystal printed circuits in there, all sorts of advanced electricity power routing that you barely comprehend. But from what you can tell, it seems like these stasis pods were designed to last nigh indefinitely, but over time, just corrosion took its toll on the outside. So the stasis field that should have kept these people frozen without their biosigns advancing at all slowly decayed, and so they succumbed to hunger and eventually to cannibalism.
Is that how ghouls are created?
Ghouls are often created when a human when a mortal resorts to cannibalism before dying. They can arise spontaneously under those conditions. They can also be created by magic, but a lot of undead just arise from, different kinds of tragedies and murders and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, okay. Is there another door in this room?
There is another door. Also, you managed to retrieve some minor electricity components and such that you can use for crafting. They're probably worth 40 gold.
Nice. 40 gold worth of electrical components.
There is another door. Oh, one other thing I'll say is that there's a common theme you've detected between the stasis pod that was used with the quantum flux to keep Samuel stable and these, which are just supposed to be more normal biostasis pods. The stasis here actually relied on slowing down time. Not just freezing, not cryostasis or anything like that, literally affecting the flow of time and delaying the effects of time, holding it to a standstill or a crawl. So some sort of temporal research seems to be going on in this facility.
Is there a computer in here?
There is not a computer. There are a couple of input panels on the stasis pads themselves, but they seem to have degraded.
All 4 of them have?
Mm-hmm. You could roll a science check to see if you can figure anything out.
Ooh, I would like that, yeah.
Natural 20.
Do I figure some stuff out?
Absolutely. So, first off, by studying this, you gain 200 research points in biology. You also, because you've got access to previous research, This is all part of their temporal research. This is probably a continuation of the temporal research that was happening on Lacunis. And as you recall, that research that happened on Lacunis eventually led to introducing the chronophage to that universe. The chronophage that you at some point are supposed to deal with. So this research, remember that research took place on Lacunis. This is another universe. So this is probably based on that research, but it went in a different direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess with that in mind, there's not much else I can explore in this room, right?
Mm-hmm. There is a door to the south.
This?
Yep.
To the door.
All right. Let me check something real quick. There's no power to the door, but it seems to be otherwise operational. You can try to force it open because it was originally designed to be opened when it was under power.
Yeah. Who's with me here? Actually, Samuel. I want to try and call over Samuel. He come.
Yep. If you gesture him over, he seems to already know what's going on. He's going to use his, what is it called? Welding touch on the door.
Yeah.
Roll 10d10.
Oh my god. 10d10. Christ.
72. Immobile targets are subject to this attack. Samuel easily just melts through, sort of, carves at the edges with a finger, just sparks fly. You have to avert your eyes away from it. Let me clear the initiative order while I'm at it as well. And the door falls off of its hinges, well, out of its frame. It wasn't just a normal hinged door, and reveals a corridor leading further down. Do you have any sort of light source with you? Aside from Samuel?
No, all I have is Samuel.
Okay.
No, I don't have that backpack. I need to get that or make another one.
Then Samuel is going to be the one who proceeds, since he was the one who was sort of going after this in the first place.
Yeah, true.
He starts walking down, and you see sparks fly as he starts opening up another one. The rest of the party falls in line. Roll 10d10 for me. Mostly because it's fun.
Fun watching the little indicator say rolling the dice. So many that it needs a second.
It's like, wow, way different damage. The most abrupt change in this room is the sudden shift in humidity. Ashen is an unbelievably dry planet closest to the pyre. But this room seems to be fairly humid. And you can see organisms growing in the consoles, all sorts of bizarre looking, somewhat glowing mushrooms in a room filled with computer equipment.
I would like to immediately pull out the scanner.
Mm-hmm.
So pull out my scanner, rip a piece of my cloth to cover my face.
Okay.
And I want to grab a sample of something, from the spores, just in case it's poisonous.
Good enough. Roll a science check with advantage because you're using your handy scanner. Nice, 26. Okay. You have determined that the mushrooms are not any known species that you've ever identified, and they might be worth studying back at a proper lab, but they are also not toxic.
Nice. And then I'm just going to start looking around, I guess. Actually, I want to go to the console. That's this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get into it, or is there just no power here at all?
There seems to be a small fluctuating amount of power. Actually, aside from the mushrooms everywhere, this room is pristinely intact and well equipped. The central monitoring area is even operational. you don't have a huge amount of computer experience, so I'm going to have, instead of a science check, just a flat, non-proficient intelligence check to see if you can figure out what is going on. 20. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of good information here. Now that you've gained access, roll a science check in order to analyze it. And see what you can make of it. A 26. Okay. So, here is what you have learned. There is a wealth of information about this laboratory. And you're getting it out of context, right? This console was not loaded with information to be used by outsiders who needed some sort of context of what's going on here. This console was designed for use by people who are local to this place. So you're sort of picking up in the middle of it. As you do so, Samuel starts burning through the mushrooms over here that are blocking the door on the way out.
I didn't realize there was a door there.
Apparently he does. So
Yeah.
as you're analyzing this, you determine the following. There are a number of stations inside the next room. What would you know about this? Okay. The next chamber has high energy cells, which are all reading as ruptured. They're in the floor, high energy cells that are part of the power system that are all, the containment on all of them has failed. You also see 8 different stations, each of them with monitoring and information. They're all like separate monitors. And they're all used to analyze data from the chamber at the far end of where you're about to go. And so you've got energy cells, individual monitoring and analysis chambers, and then you have the rift chamber. And the rift
chamber is where I'm going.
The rift chamber is at the far side, and it is showing steady levels of tachyon emission, but you can see charts indicating that those levels have started to fluctuate over the last 2,000 years or so. Tachyons are particles that travel backwards in time.
Huh. Okay. Then I suppose I'm going to follow Samuel to the next room to see what's going on in there.
Alrighty. Before you do that, there's a ton of information here. Pick computers, engineering, or sociology.
Sociology, huh? I'm going to pick engineering.
Cool. Gain 1,100 research points in engineering. This is an incredibly functional podium right now.
All right.
And while we're at it, survey says secret passage. You find a secret passageway. Escape from a bad situation. Cut your travel time / encounters in half, or otherwise exploit the map. This could prove extremely useful. I'm going to say when one of us comes up with a good way to use this, like if you come up with a cool idea, feel free to deploy it. Otherwise, I'll deploy it. But this is meant to be a benefit to you. This is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be something that's even on the map. It's something that we're just sort of like adding into the story as we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to progress to the next area?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to drag all your people around with you until there's action because touchpad annoying.
Yeah, that's valid.
The smoldering stink of burning mushrooms reveals a blast door, and your understanding of the computer system you just accessed means that you could open it before Samuel cuts through it, because even he's going to take a little bit longer to chop through all this stuff.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to try and like signal Samuel and give him like the, the full palm, like, hey, stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then point to the computer. And then before he decides I'm asking him to destroy the computer, I'm going to quickly try and open the door.
Okay. The way ahead is heavily sealed, as if designed to be a clean room, with thick metal doors on either side that could block huge amounts of radiation.
Wait, so are you referring to the doors I just opened, or
Yep.
behind this door is another door?
Behind this door is another door. It's an airlock, and only 4 of you will fit in at a time. If Samuel wasn't in there, you could all cram in, but it is not safe to cram in with a freaking plasma creature.
Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, so then I think...
Also, Samuel is sort of, again, Molly can translate for him.
Yeah.
But nobody can communicate with him. So he's just gonna go. Who else do you want to go in this first batch?
Myself, Molly, and I guess Boigness.
Okay. Domnica and Boguk just sort of look at each other, shrug, and they'll wait behind. And you can see the controls in here that are designed, again, this is a clean room. So it's designed that the next door won't open while this door is open. You have to close this one first. Are you good for it?
Yep.
All right. The door on one side closes. The next door swings open, revealing the glowing, undead, radioactive, long since past inhabitants of this chamber. They all look at you, their flesh clearly mutated and twisted from years of exposure to radiation, long since dead and desiccated, growths and unnatural distortions all over them, and they are literally glowing green as they turn to face you.
God damn it.
Roll for initiative. Again, with the high numbers. I'll run through everything once I've actually rolled for everybody. Wow, okay. Not bad at all. And cool. Radioactive zombies. You gotta love it. Molly Lyklin will be first, followed by Gastone, Boigness, Samuel, and then the radioactive zombies. Molly, having reloaded her weapons, is going to... Let's take a look here. She's never seen a glowing zombie like that before, but she's smart enough to want to keep her distance. She is going to use a bonus action to use flashy fighting. She peeks around the corner and sees this one lurking right here. Just around the corner. She leans in and takes the shot. Could you do me a favor and roll 1d20 plus 8? That's a 10. No joy. Yep, no joy whatsoever. That's fine. I was going to wait for you guys to clear out, and then I was going to do it. I knew folks are still coming through.
Keep your germs to yourself, man.
Exactly.
I'll say goodbye before I leave.
No worries, Scott. Yep, she missed. Gastone, it's your turn. I will allow you to have reloaded for free in between.
Lovely. It's funny you say that. I actually want to use the atomic ray.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's still got the experimental property on it, correct?
This does.
All right. Pick a target. Also, all of these things that you see, these stick out of the floor and they do give you cover.
Oh, like this stuff?
Yeah. Those actually stick out of the floor to a couple of feet high.
Oh, okay. I'm going to attack this guy with this.
Okay. Wait, what did I roll for Molly? A 10? These are zombies. I think that might be good enough. Yeah, actually, that was good enough to hit. So we're gonna go back. We'll do your attack first. We'll 100% do your attack first. Roll 1d8 for me. 5. Okay, yeah, nope, it works just fine. You shoot a radioactive zombie with an atomic ray, which does 15 fire damage and 5 radiation damage. None of the radiation damage goes through because they are already as radioactive as they need to be. But we will take the 15 fire damage. And it doesn't, I don't think the atomic ray has the flamethrower property, so it doesn't light them on fire, but it is a solid hit. That was your action. You got anything else in the tank?
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to drop one of those. Where is it? To throw one of my electric spiders at
Nice.
this guy.
Please tell me that I left that somewhere convenient for myself. That'd be nice.
I'm praying for you.
Shock charge?
Yeah, that one.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So you throw it and it just like latches onto this irradiated monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that it for you?
That is, yes, that's it for me.
Okay. Boigness. I don't like the look of these things one bit. Somewhat uncertain of these corroded critters. He is going to... They haven't acted yet, so he does get sneak attack. But he needs to hit something within 15 feet because it doesn't have a huge amount of... So he's going to poke his head out and just pop a shot at this zombie right here. Roll 1d20 plus 5, please.
Slash R1d20 plus 5. Yeah.
All right, 17. Roll 1d8 plus 4d6 because it's a sneak attack.
One d8 or 4?
1d8 plus 4d6.
Oh. So, let me try again.
Mm-hmm.
Slash R1d8.
You should be able to combine. Yeah, I think you actually might be able to combine all of them into one string if you want.
I'm going to try that. Slash R1d8 plus... Was it 4d6?
4d6 for sneak attack.
Oh, look at that.
Blam! 20 points of damage. That's what we like to hear. Okay, that is easily enough to reduce the zombie to 0 hit points, but zombies have undead fortitude, and you can only kill them permanently if you're lucky or you destroy the brain. That's a 6 on the save. That is lucky. So he's going to go ahead and shoot and kill the zombie that you just shot at, or that you just attached a spider to. The spider is still attached. The zombie goes down. Now, I know the counter on the stream hasn't filled up because it only records new subs, but we have technically had enough subscriptions, so we're just going to go ahead and... What do we got? Kiss of Corruption. A corrupting force whispers to someone in the party. Okay. What do I do with that? How do we have a corrupting force reach out and talk to Gastone, huh? I'll have to think about that. All right.
Someone turns into a zombie.
It is Samuel's turn. Samuel really has just one way of solving all problems.
I respect it.
He's just going to walk right up to the zombie and, God, what's the guy's name? I'm blanking on Doctor. He's just going to Dr. Manhattan his ass. Roll that 1d20 plus 7 for me, please. And zombies have an AC of like 9 or something.
Wow, so as long as it's
not a 1.
It
is not a 1. Roll 2d10 plus 4. Half of that is fire and half of that is lightning, by the way. Not that it super matters in this situation, but we'll take it.
2d10 plus 4, you said?
2d10 plus 4. Okay, 15 points of damage, and the zombie must roll a Constitution saving throw.
It's actually 9. I messed up the input, so it didn't add the 4.
Okay, so
I think
another
it's 19.
Cool. Even better. Still not enough to drop it. And the zombie must roll a Constitution saving throw, and the zombie is on fire. A 12. That's not enough. As he touches the zombie, not only is it on fire, but the electricity arcs through it and it's too busy. He inflicts the stunned condition on the zombie. It is unable to respond. It is now the zombie's turn, and the stun is until the end of the target's next turn. Okay. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. It's at the end of Samuel's next turn that they unstun. Okay. All right, the zombies, being, zombies and therefore not particularly intelligent, are just all going to walk towards the first thing that they see. Their move speed is only 20 because, again, they are zombies. 1, 2, 3, 4 as they lurch forward. I don't know if they can even dash. I'm going to check in a moment. As they stumble across the room, which is still illuminated by ancient power sources. Yep, they can still dash. 2, 3, 4. Not all of them are gathering around to attack Samuel. Some of them are moving past him because, they can't even see him anymore because there's too many of their ilk surrounding him. You played Left 4 Dead. You know how this goes.
Actually haven't.
What was that?
Actually haven't.
Same, honestly. Same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
And 3 of them are just going to attack Samuel, who, as luck would have it, is immune to radiation, but is not immune to getting clobbered. All right.
Few people are.
Actually, only 2 of them are in range to attack, so they're going to initiate the clobbering. And they aren't flanking because one of them is stunned. A 16 and a 5. The 16 is a hit for 3 points of bludgeoning damage. It only inflicts 1 on Samuel, and the offender immediately takes 2d10 points of damage. If you could roll 2d10 for me. Rescuing Samuel from the pod was designed to be a difficult challenge because of this. Also, the other zombie is on fire and stunned. Roll 1d10 for how much fire damage that zombie takes. 6. That is enough to kill it if it fails its save. It does not fail its save. It is instead reduced to 1 health. And that's it for the zombies. It's Molly's turn. She did this whole cool flourish and shot that zombie last round, and then she sees that it's sort of almost pointless. Just because these things aren't particularly exciting. So she shrugs, reloads her flintlock very quickly. Uses a bonus action to use flashy fighting on, let's say, this zombie up here. Pokes her head out and fires. Roll 1d20 plus 8, please. $16. That's a hit because she used flashy fighting. Roll 1d12 plus 1d6 plus 2. All right. She pops it with her little sniper shot for 11 health, and she's going to use her flashy fighting to reduce its speed to 0 until the end of its next turn, so it cannot shamble aimlessly towards you. Gastone, it's your turn. Many, many zombies, and your shock charge is attached to that one up there. What would you like to do?
So even that one could potentially come to life in time, right?
No. Once it's down, it's down. The way that their comeback to life works is when you would kill them, instead of dying, they get to roll a saving throw. And if they succeed, they're at 1 health instead. The exception is if you score a critical hit or kill them with radiant damage. Because on the one hand, you've destroyed the brain. On the other hand, you've used holy light to scourge them from the world.
Okay. Then in that case, I am gonna run and grab the shock charge, and I'm gonna try and throw it here.
It's an item interaction to pick it up, and it's a bonus action to throw it.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. Every single zombie is in range of that. You also... Never mind.
What are the chances Samuel dies from this?
Roll a
He's made of,
science check.
star. Science. Woo!
Natural 20. Okay. Here's everything you need to know about Samuel. He is resistant to physical attacks from non-magical weapons. He is completely immune to fire, poison, and radiation. He's not immune to electricity. It's unlikely this will kill him, but it might harm him. There's no reason why he shouldn't be immune to... He's immune to electricity. He's a plasma being. He can turn into lightning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's immune. I'm making an executive decision here.
I like that. I'm gonna immediately run back in here, and I will use my action to press the button.
Cool. Roll 5d8. As a wave of electricity just arcs out through this entire area. 22. Awesome. Okay. 22 is enough to kill every single zombie in the area.
Nice.
But it's not enough to insta-give them because they all get to make their saving throws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them, they get dexterity saving throws, but they fail because they're zombies. Screw them. Who cares about them? But they are going to make their constitution saving throws to just not die. Oh, that's a lot of damage. No, they're probably all going to die to this because the difficulty of the roll scales with the damage inflicted.
Oh, cool.
So if you overkill them, they probably die.
So what's the DC in this scenario?
5 plus the damage dealt. 27 in this case.
Wow.
You kill every single zombie in the area. And at the exact same time, every single one of these latched things overloads and explodes.
Oh.
Doing some quick math. Okay. Toxic waste splatters out in all directions.
Oh.
Yeah. The entire area is now heavily irradiated. As this happens, I need you, Molly, and Boigness to all roll dexterity saving throws. Okay, you got a 13. Before I tell you whether or not that was a success or a failure, is there anything you want to do with that?
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay, chat has provided, and it shall be done. Roll again and take the better of the two. That's a natural 1.
Yeah, wow. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Seems like a good idea.
Thank you.
Boigness Kimsbin. As radioactive goo splurges in all directions, he yelps and rolls a dexterity saving throw. He succeeds and rolls nimbly out of the way. But not too far, because that's about as far as you can get is in the back over there. Molly is extremely dexterous, makes her roll, nails it also springs into the back. You roll a second dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
payment for all the high rolls. Oh!
You take 25 points of radiation damage.
Holy shit.
Remove that from your 3 temporary hit points first.
So that means 22.
And roll a Constitution saving throw.
Means 42, and then at.
Okay, a 14. You are now irradiated, level 1.
Oh my god.
You do not feel well. You feel sickly. Let me see what the exact effects are. Here they are. I have them. You get minus 1d4 on all ability checks, which means all skill checks, but not saves or attacks. Also, this entire area, this entire chamber is now extremely radioactive. You do not want to stay here. As all of this happens and all the zombies are wiped out, and I'm going to need to find like a radioactive goo icon to put over everything, Samuel seems to be just... Samuel took 1 point of damage from that zombie that hit him earlier. As he stands in this pool of goo, you see his form rebuilding itself, absorbing the energy that is spilling all around him. And he starts to walk with determination and purpose directly through the goo towards the other side of the room.
What chance he made this room slightly less irradiated?
He did not.
Damn it.
But we do have a secret passage that we pulled earlier.
Right.
So if you want, that secret passage could be a way for you to cross this room to the other side out of the irradiated area, like a service hatch that goes above everything that's ray shielded so that you can crawl prone through there. Does that work for you?
Works for me, yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and move yourself to the other side of the room. You can see a variety of doors on both sides leading into the various chambers that we've discussed. The monitoring chambers that we mentioned earlier. Oh, this is a great symbol for radioactive. I'm going to grab this.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad. It's real bad. And on the other side, you can see 4 more of the same... As you crawl over, you can see 4 more of the same containers. Now, Domnica and Boguk are still on the other side of that door. And it may not be safe to bring them in because of the radiation. But also, you have no way of communicating with them. Any thoughts?
Wait. Yes, I maybe I should have told them before. The secret passage. Is there a chance I can go back and be like, kind of head through the door like, hey, by the way, you guys need to leave right now?
You just want to tell them to not follow you, to like back away? These huge blast doors will block the radiation. That's what they're there for.
Okay.
Yeah. So as long as they don't even enter the chamber, as long as they stay way over here, they should be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have a feeling they won't follow.
Okay.
So it should be okay.
All right. You're able to clear to the other side using that convenient secret passage. There are 4 doors into these individual chambers, which are not inside the radioactive waste that you could explore. And there's this, it's another blast door.
Is there a console nearby?
There is. It is in poor repair.
Ooh. Could it be repaired?
You could give it a shot. Roll a Tinker's Tools check. total of 18. That is good enough to spark it to life and activate it. You are able to.
Don't I have isn't that a skill check though?
That is roll 1d4. Good call. Thank you for your honesty. A 15. Okay. You think you can get it open, but not properly. It may be inoperable after you use it. Do you still want to use it?
I would like to use an inspiration to try and get a higher roll.
Okay. We're going to keep that D4 that you got, and we're going to burn 1 inspiration from chat today. So we burned 2 from chat, and there's 1 remaining from chat.
Oh, okay.
We're going to keep that 1d3, the 3 you rolled on the D4, and go ahead and roll a fresh Tinker's Tools check. Okay, 23. Excellent. A dirty 20. Now that's going to be a little bit better. That is going to be properly functional. Where is, let's see, I'm trying to. All right. It's another blast door, and you open it.
Sweet.
Boigness, scurrying around, just searching the room idly while you're tweaking with that, finds an odd glove, an odd like framework of a gauntlet, like an empty framework of a gauntlet. He collects it and reminds himself to ask you about it later.
Huh.
The 4 of you can go ahead and pile into the new airlock. Samuel is eager to follow. The door seals behind you. The door opens in front of you, revealing a chamber filled with complex equipment, similar to the chamber in which you found Samuel in a state of quantum flux, but far, far more intense. It fluctuates back and forth. Sometimes the pattern bursts out as if it's going to explode, and then it slows and stops and implodes back on itself before bouncing in the other direction. The spectrum of the colors completely changed inside of this containment unit. What do you do?
I would like to examine it.
Okay, roll a science check. Minus 1d4.
Yes. Oh, wow.
9 minus 1d4.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and burn an inspiration for that.
All right, this is the last of the chat inspirations, so there's nothing left in the tank on that front.
Okay. So there's that. And /R1d4.
Another dirty 20. Okay. This chamber is the culmination of efforts to reproduce the temporal experiments that they were conducting on Lacunian in miniature. It is to create essentially a bounded loop of tachyon flow that can be stabilized instead of flowing outwards. You realize this is not going to help you go back in time, but it can be used to affect the speed at which time flows. It's in worse terms, effectively, it is a source of temporal energy. The kind of thing that the chronophage has the ability to use against you. The sort of stuff that it feeds on. Stabilized and generated by an incredibly powerful energy source. The energy source is not a temporal energy source in itself. It's just being used to charge this thing. With study, you could learn a lot about this.
That's the thing. So, I have a this is kind of a crackpot proposition, but hear me out. So this is a machine that uses temporal energy, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So is there a way I could make this machine radiate temporal energy in this room to vastly slow down time so that I could study it with little to no time passing?
Ooh. Interesting. Well, I'm going to give you that most hated of lines. You can certainly try.
What do I need to do?
Well, you're going to adjust the material, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I just need to find something here. See if I can if this download still works. I'm going to have you start by rolling electrician's tools at -1d4 to meddle with the power circuitry. This is incredibly hyper advanced stuff. So make this roll at disadvantage, please.
Yep. I will roll again. Wow.
Okay, well, we're gonna take the dirty 21 then. Not bad if you can get it. All right. You have adjusted the flow of power. However, Samuel, standing in front of this, just seems to have completely stopped. Is just standing directly in this room, very, very close to the containment field. You can see the corona, the magnetic field surrounding Samuel, sort of wisping towards it.
And it's not because of what I'm doing, right? Is he's just like staring at it?
Yes.
Okay.
He reaches a hand out towards it. His searing, burning hand. What do you do?
He doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna try and wave at him,
Mm-hmm.
and then do the same thing again, like stop.
Okay. Roll 1d20 for an intelligence check by Samuel to see if he can understand what it is that you are trying to convey. A 2. Samuel reaches his hand out to do the Spock Kirk thing.
Oh no.
He doesn't quite touch you. He seems to know what happens when he touches people who are made out of meat. But you can feel your hair get rising up, and you can feel the incredible heat as he holds his hand a few inches from yours, barely contained by his magnetic skin.
So I take it I can't stop him?
Well, all he's doing is he was going to reach out and touch the tachyon containment field, but now he's just sort of almost playing patty cake with you.
Oh, cool. Mission failed successfully. Then I would very much like to continue while he's distracted, I guess.
Okay. That will buy you enough time to roll a... You just did electrician's tools, right? Okay.
Yep.
Roll tinker's tools to adjust the flow of energy. A natural 20. I need you to do this at disadvantage as well, which is a pity. Because again, it's highly sophisticated tech. A dirty 21. Now, a dirty 20. I will point out, chat has rained advantage upon you. You've got 2 more in the tank. One of those would let you keep the natural 20.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, we're going to burn one of those down. You get a natural 20 on the Tinker's Tools check. The last thing I need you to do is a science check, also at disadvantage, to make sure your math is right. -1d4.
Oh, Come on. Slash 1d4.
Okay, 16. You believe you have modified everything, and all you need to do is adjust the flow of plasma through the conduits to power the whole thing up. You've double-checked your math. You have a basic understanding. It's not too dissimilar from how magic works. All things considered, any sufficiently advanced technology is otherwise indistinguishable from magic. How intense do you want to set this time differential?
So, my thought process is, because I have to deal with the chronophage who can... If you had to guess, and if you can't answer, that's okay. What is a sufficient amount of time for... Let's say time is no object because, well, yeah. How much time would it take Gastone to fully grasp and comprehend this?
I mean, in the real world, it could be a lifetime. Like, it could be Einstein understanding the theory of relativity. Fortunately for you, you are a gadgeteer. You do weird science. You understand right now, looking at this thing, this is the product of hundreds, if not thousands of years of research by sophisticated people with access to advanced AI that accelerates the process of research. You have no idea how much time it would take to fully understand it. You're sure any amount of research that you do will bear fruit. But here's the real question, Gastone. How much food and water do you have?
I had a thought for that too. Well, the thought was really just poke my head into the elevator, be like, guys, give me all your food and water right now.
Okay. Before you pull the plug on it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Let me see if they have any specials. Roll a persuasion check, please. Not at disadvantage, but at minus 1d4.
Okay.
These are not people... You've traveled with these people for a little while, but it's not like you've super long-term... Okay, an 18. And there's a couple of treasures... A 15. There's a couple of treasures lying around that we haven't spent from chat, so I'm willing to make those extra supplies.
Ooh, done deal, yeah.
Okay. They both fork over their supplies. They've got enough on their persons for you to survive for 3 days if you want, before you start to run out of anything.
How long can I go without eating before problems start?
You need a pound of food a day. It can make food last longer by subsisting on half rations.
Okay.
You can go without food for a number of days equal to 3 plus your constitution modifier.
3 plus my constitution modifier. So 5 days, because my constitution modifier is 2, right?
Yep. They each had 1 day of food and water on them. No, they would have had a little bit more, but I think they left some of their gear back in your laboratory. So between the two of them, you have 3 days of food and water. And chat has given you 1 treasure. So we're going to call that 3. So you have 6 days of food and 6 days of water.
And could I make it 12 if I half ration it?
The food, yes. The water, no.
Okay.
So if you half ration your water every day, you'll have to make a constitution saving throw. And if you fail, you'll have a level of exhaustion.
I see.
So you can definitely make it 6 days if you just drink all the water that you've got.
Yeah.
Do you have any gadgets that you can make?
That could... What if I made a gadget that turned food into water? And I would turn half my food into water so that I could go for like 12 days. Something along those lines. And just half ration the food.
Okay. That would work. That another point is that your oxygen supply might eventually deplete because you're going to be in a area where effectively you'll be cut off from the universe for a lot of intents and purposes.
Mhm.
Fortunately, chat has a little bit more water, or you can either have more water, or you can have extra oxygen to get you all the way to those 12 days. So do you want more water, or do you want to solve the oxygen problem?
Wait, but it's so I could have 12 days of water or 12 days of oxygen?
Right now, if you build your gadget, your improvised gadget, you will have 12 days of water without going halvesies, and 12 days of food. You will have to go halvesies on the food, but you won't have to make any saves. But you don't have an oxygen solution. You could use your improvised gadget to come up with an oxygen solution, or you could use the treasure chat just gave you to be like an oxygen tank. And between that and the improvised gadget, that's 12 days of hyperbolic time chamber.
I'll take it.
Okay. You happen to have an oxygen tank that was lying around. Actually, it's more like a part of the old Atmos scrubbing system that you can repurpose and pull off the wall. It's not actually just an oxygen tank lying around.
Nice.
Now, last question.
Yes.
What ratio do you want to set? You know you want to spend 12 days, but 1 day in the hyperbolic time chamber equals how much time outside the hyperbolic time chamber?
Is there a way I could turn it so much so that like an hour would be like 12 days?
Yeah, you could go for that.
Okay. I think that's probably what I'll go for.
Okay, and Samuel is still standing right next to the thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much I can do about that, so I guess I'll leave it.
Okay.
Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna stick my head back out and tell them something like, all right, no questions, but don't open this door for an hour. Don't go anywhere. I will be back.
Okay. All right. You seal the door. Boigness looks at you with this, just like, what the heck? Molly looks back and forth as the door of the blast chamber shuts behind you, leaving you inside the tachyon compartment with the enigmatic energy being. And the door shuts. You reroute the plasma circuits. Your heart skips a beat for a moment. An intense pain passes through your body. And then it resumes as if nothing had happened. Roll a perception check for me, please. Minus 1d4.
Yes.
Okay. A 20. Dirty 20. The only way that you can tell that the hyperbolic time chamber is working is because the faint, scarce amount of ambient noise outside that you might have heard has completely stopped. Your sense, because it's contained to this room effectively, your sensors can't reach outside this room. You're already buried under hundreds and hundreds of tons of rock. So it's not like your communications would work out. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the fact that you can't hear anything outside and there's barely any noise outside, you wouldn't be able to tell. But now you have time to work. What is your goal over the next 12 days?
Understand as much as possible about I don't know, all of this tachyons, and there was another word.
Temporal energy.
Temporal energy, yes.
Okay.
And the thing I'm most curious about, like I want to understand it like comprehensively. But the thing I'd be most curious about was using it, weaponizing it, because it must kill chronophage.
Okay. All right. I got to admit, man, I didn't know what you were going to do when you found this thing, but I wasn't expecting this.
I live to serve.
Oh, man. Okay. This entire time, Samuel just basks in this chamber, just standing almost completely stock still, never lying down, barely moving. If it wasn't for the fact that his magnetic skin is still flowing over his body in ripples and waves like the Northern Lights, you wouldn't be able to tell. And you can't communicate with him because Molly's not in the room anymore.
Yeah.
So for the next 12 days, you have this plasmar just standing there, juicing, bathing in tachyons and in this plasmatic light as you do your best to understand everything. So aside from just study the crap out of it, is there anything else you want to do over the next 12 days that we need to cover?
Nope. Just pure science, knowledge, understanding, all that good shit.
Okay. All right. Well, then, we're going to leave Gastone here in the hyperbolic time chamber as we go to a short break. And when we come back, we'll see if he's mastered the powers of time and space and basically become a time lord. Don't go anywhere, folks.